Joining us now to talk about this race is a man who knows very well what it takes to run for governor of Florida. He's a former gubernatorial candidate himself, and likewise the former Attorney General of the Sunshine State, Bill McCollum. Bill, welcome to America's Forum.
It's great to be with you, JD. It's great to see you in this forum as opposed to being a colleague of yours in Congress, which we were several years ago. So it's a real pleasure to be on the show with you.
And as I take a look at you, there is the Capitol Dome reminding us that you're joining us this morning from Washington, D.C. But the focus will be on Florida for the next few moments. And Bill, is it any surprise to you that so much money has been spent in this campaign? I mean, what, over 2 million ads bashing Charlie Crist and just under 2 million ads going after Rick Scott. That's clogging up the airwaves, is it not?
It's clogging them up. It's not a surprise because this is a very big battleground state in Florida, and we have, in the case of Governor Scott, someone whose poll numbers aren't that great as far as his popularity is concerned. We have in Charlie Crist, somebody who had been a former governor and very personable, but who's flipped to the left. And there's lots of material for both sides to attack. There's lots of material to go out with, and there's lots of money to be spent in this race, and there will be. I know that. I recall very distinctly my race where Governor Scott, even in the primary, spent about $65 million of his own money. So it's to be expected.
Bill, a poll out Sunday shows that Governor Scott has a 3% lead over Charlie Crist. The YouGov CBS News New York Times survey reports Scott is leading Crist 47-44. The margin of error, of course, is 1.7%. Other findings: 90% of likely voters say they will vote. 41% will vote on election day, 24% will early vote, 30% will vote by mail. We're less now than 30 days away from election day. What do you think will happen in this race in the next couple of weeks?
Well, I think Governor Scott's going to win the election. I don't think anything particularly dramatic will happen the next couple of weeks. A lot of it depends on voter turnout. Governor Scott's actually done quite well in office from a business perspective, from a lot of the folks who follow education. While he got off to a slow start, made some early mistakes because he really didn't know state government, I think he's come around to be a pretty darn good governor. And Governor Scott then has that advantage in a sense of being the incumbent and being able to have a record he can defend. Charlie Crist, on the other hand, has flipped. He's gone so far over to the left on issues where, he used to be pro-life more than pro-choice. Now he's pro-choice. He's embraced Obama and Affordable Care Act and so on and so forth. So I really think at the end of the day, the voter turnout will favor the governor and the independents will break in his favor as well, and Scott will be reelected.
Bill, about a minute left. So you say Rick Scott will be reelected. You also mentioned in passing, in terms of the challenges confronting Charlie Crist, the embrace of President Obama. Will Mr. Obama's unpopularity be the deciding factor in this race?
Well, I don't think any one thing is the deciding factor. Voter turnout is going to be a factor, and I think the president's lack of popularity is going to suppress voter turnout. Democrats are going to generally go out and vote for Crist. Republicans are generally going to go out and vote for Scott. And the independents are going to, break, I think, in favor of Scott. But regardless, I believe that there'll be fewer Democrats going out, fewer than were there for the 2012 presidential election. And as a consequence, that will be the edge. And I don't think it's just in Florida the edge for a Republican incumbent governor. It'll be the edge around the country, JD, in many congressional races, Senate races, and state races. There are plenty of places in the country where state races are very, very important, like Florida, not just for governor, but for state legislative bodies. Republicans today control 60 of the 99, and I think they're going to gain several more legislative bodies, perhaps
Fair
even
enough.
West Virginia, which hasn't had.
We will leave it right there, Bill. We're up against the clock. You're coming back for the next segment to talk about the Supreme Court. Please stay with us.